Hi, excuse me for a second. Uh, all right, that's better now. I just wanted to say that I'm ArchyThree, got a bachelor's degree in anthropology, and I worked for 20 years as an archaeologist, mostly around here in southern New Mexico. I had some really cool experiences as an archaeologist. Got to see lots of New Mexico and Arizona. But after retiring, I started prospecting, collecting minerals in southern New Mexico for the last 13 years. And I think because of the perspective I have from doing both archaeology and collecting at these mines, along with my use of Google Earth, my background in art, and some sort of autism I have, that I've come to these discoveries and revelations. As a prospector, I started using Google Earth as a tool for collecting, and I examined all these mining areas for many, many hours, looking for every cut, tunnel, shaft, anything I could find, and marking them for later reference, and then going out and looking at a lot of it and seeing what it was. The mining around here has never made sense. I'm surprised it took me so long to see that a lot of them form these glyphs. Updated satellite photos has helped. So if you're an archaeologist, you should be on Google Earth trying to learn what's out there. I also encourage you to watch all my videos. You might laugh, might think I'm crazy, might find excuses for what I'm seeing, but if you can watch all my videos and not see that there's something going on here that archaeologists can't explain, then you really are brainwashed and have no imagination at all. These glyphs are real, they can be massive, and once I started finding that out, it was easy to see that all these agricultural features around here must be prehistoric also. Around Deming, huge agricultural complex. These contour fields and what I've been calling wave pattern fields cover the entire desert. And not only that, but the Rio Grande Valley was farmed prehistorically and is a prehistoric feature in and of itself. So I believe this to be the work of the Aztecs and the 6 tribes with the Aztecs. Apparently they came from all over the world. There were these prehistoric people that had created kingdoms and empires all across the planet. And when the Spanish and other Western religions and cultures went out and started exploring themselves, they just wiped these people out. And they made sure that we didn't know how sophisticated they were. These people had all kinds of technology. We know that there were batteries in early Sumeria, an astronomical calculator that was found in the Aegean. They probably had all kinds of technology that we don't understand. I believe that they were paragliding high into the atmosphere, and that's what these suits are that people call ancient astronauts. They were diving underwater. They had goggles. They had underwater breathing devices. They probably also had some sort of high altitude breathing devices. How? I don't know. But these people were sophisticated. They understood chemistry. They were using different minerals indicated by a lot of the mining around here and basically around the world. Now, why have archaeologists gotten this prehistory so wrong? I mean, why can't they find these people? Why can't they see that there was this empire that was built here? Well, there's several reasons. One is they just make this grand assumption that Columbus discovered the New World and nobody had been here for thousands of years before. Therefore, all cultural developments in the New World have to be this in situ development of the people that were here. And none of it can possibly be people that came from other places. Even in the case with the Olmec, where we can see that the heads that they carved are African people, archaeologists will still say, nah, they didn't come from Africa, they couldn't. Columbus discovered America. So they have to kind of come up with evidence and say, well, there's continuity in the ceramics, therefore it's the same people. And without actually analyzing what they're saying and what that would mean. You would think that doing archaeology, you would find evidence of these people on the ground. The problem is that the archaeologists have been studying the slave quarters, these pit houses and pueblos in the area around where I live, I believe were the slaves' quarters. Nobles and elites in these mobile societies all over the world lived in tents. Now, who would want to live in a dirt hole in the ground when you can live in a nice tent? You can sleep off the ground in a hammock. You can move it around. You can clean it out, air it out. It's a much more comfortable and efficient way of living than living in a mud brick hut or a hole in the ground. The other thing we're not finding is the tombs of these people. The nobles and the elites in this culture were buried hundreds of feet underground in things we call mine shafts. Bunches of them were dug in Nova Scotia and Jamaica. They called them pirate booty to cover up the fact that they were digging graves, robbing tombs. They also didn't want us to know that the people that had been here were actually much more sophisticated than they let on. And they wanted to make sure, because it doesn't fit their ideology and their religion, to have other people that are more advanced than they are. So they had to wipe them out and their histories. So it's time to start thinking about prehistory in a much different way than what archaeologists are telling us. If you look hard and you see all these glyphs and you see all these features out here, you think about the implications of why this is here, who made it. You think about the implications of if they were historic. And the only conclusion I can come to is that we've misinterpreted prehistory. And I just want this to be recorded here for the future in case, again, something happens to me. Like I said, I don't think anybody else could figure this out.